It's Hot937, hot937.com. Bucket Reg, man, we got a good friend of ours, Neo, on the phone right now. Neo, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good, feeling real good, brother. Got an album coming out shortly. Yeah, I'm in a good space.
A new project. You've been working on this album for a while now, right?
Yeah, man, since 2018. That's when we started it. And of course, you know, the COVID thing happened, kind of messed things up a little bit. But I feel like we're back on track now. I think people are really going to enjoy this record.
Now, can you hear the difference from, like, when you started recording this pre-COVID and then COVID hit and after? Can you hear a difference in the album?
I mean, the emotion and the tempo kind of jumps around a lot on this album. So, it wasn't even anything like that. It was, more of a energy situation, just how lively the song felt otherwise. But it kind of all blended together in the end, which worked out.
Neo, what's going on? This Reg.
What's poppin',
I'm chilling, man. So you started the album before the pandemic. So I know your mind was one place. After the pandemic, a lot of stuff happened. This what held up the album? You had different thoughts and, experienced different things after?
Primarily what held up the album was, and I can be honest with it. I can be honest about it now. I had fallen into this place, man, where I just wasn't sure where I even fit in this new generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the sound had changed. The industry itself had changed. So I was I needed to find myself, so to speak. I needed to remember that I don't sell records. I make music. That's my job. And all I got to do is that, and let the people that do that other part, we should be fine.
Oh, so you were kind of trying to make music that was going on, or the sound that was now, instead of just doing Neo?
No, not at all. No. I call the album Self Explanatory because this album is who I've been for the last damn near 20 years that I've been here, and I don't feel like it really needs explanation anymore at this point. Like, do you really need somebody to explain to you what a Neo record is now? Probably not, right?
No, you don't. Neo, what I like about you, man, you put things on record that a lot of us think, but we won't say. Like, you on one of the records, Don't Love Me.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to tell a girl, listen, I'm not the best for you, so don't love me. And the way you say it is like poetry, and that's hard to explain. And people say, why would he say that? Because we're afraid to say it. Sometimes we're all in that situation.
Very real, very real. I'm comfortably sitting in my position of the artist that says things for guys that guys wish they could say,
yeah.
or don't so much quite know how to say. So just turn on a Neo record and be like, baby, just listen to this and get your point across.
One of my favorite records you did on your old albums, you show up at the girl's wedding, and you're sitting at the bar. I'm telling you how well I know your catalog, Neo.
Yeah, man.
And you're singing about a situation. You're at her wedding. You're like, damn, that could have been me. That song right there put you in a place like Neo's on point. He's telling the truth, man.
Yeah, man. And that's a true story, too. It's the weirdest situation ever. Ex invited me to her wedding, oddly enough, and I went. And I wasn't tripping when I first went because it's like one of those situations where you're not a brand new ex, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I got there and just looking at him or her and how happy they was and thinking to myself, damn, like this really could have been my reality had I did right by this girl. And it just it made me drink and things got interesting out there.
Now tell me this: when you went to the wedding, were you Neo?
Nah. It wasn't that yet.
Did you invite her to your wedding?
Absolutely not.
Neo, this new project, I see you working with some young guys too, some young amazing talent.
Yeah. So I would say shout out to my man Zay France. Zay France, if that's the name you don't know yet, just trust and believe you will know it very, very soon. Young cat, new cat, making some real strides in R&B music. I mean, it's a couple producers on the joint whose names you may not know right away, but after this, I'm feeling like you're gonna know who these people are.
You do know Zay Francis right here from Connecticut.
I did not know that. That's crazy. All right, hometown boy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so now you also got Trippie Redd on the album. That's a different sound for Neo right there, I think, but it's a dope record.
Interesting collabo, right?
Yeah.
I meet Trippie, and he tells me that he's a fan of my music, and I'm like, I ain't see that coming. You know what I mean? And then he says that we got to do something together. So in my mind, I'm like, I have no idea what a Neo Trippie Redd song sounds like. I have no bass for that. Like, what does that sound like? So I said, all right, maybe if I let him send me something, you know, I'm kind of flexible. I can figure out how to make myself work over a little bit of anything. So what he sent me was not expected. It just wasn't what I expected, and it turned out to be, you know, one of the doper songs on the record. You know? But don't take my word for it. I think you guys should check it out for yourself.
So now I tell you what, we just talked about a few of the records. We're going to get into a few of them. I'm going to name a couple of the records, and you tell me where did the inspiration come from.
All right.
The After Party.
The After Party. That song just sounds like an after party. Like, from the second it come on, it feel like you holding a red cup and you in somebody's house, and you know what I'm saying, you looking across the room and you see her and she see you, and things are about to come in.
The sample in there, as soon as I heard it, I heard that. I said, that's Roger Troutman and Zapp. That was a great choice in that right there. That beat is hard, man.
Absolutely, man. Again, it's one of the ones, the second I heard the track, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm in. Let's get this. Okay,
what about Laying Low?
Laying Low is so interesting thing about this particular song. This record is featuring Zay France, and it was actually his record initially. And I liked it so much that I asked him if I could put on the album.
Wow!
And of course, he said yeah. But it's more his story. You know, I'm a happily married man, but say it's this girl from out of town. You bring her in town. You know, show her around, show her the life, show her things she ain't accustomed to seeing. And then a week later, you find out she hanging out in the city by herself. She ain't checking in. She ain't tapping in. She moving with different crowds. And it's like, okay, I see. You out there. You ain't laying low. You outside. I get it.
You Got the Body. That song right there. Listening to
yes,
it,
sir.
And it sounds like it would be a good song to go on the P Valley show.
I absolutely 1,000,000% agree with you. Do you know anybody at P Valley?
Man, listen. No, it sounds like it would be good. Like when the girls dance, it'd be a good song for that.
I wanted, you know what, in the simplest form of the answer to this question, I wanted a Neo strip club record. I've never had one, not really, and I wanted one. So damn it, shout out to my man Rockstar for helping me finally get one. Damn it.
On this album, there's a little less of the gentleman Neo. This is more of the straightforward, let's get to it. Was that a part of you saying, let me try something different?
I won't say that I changed up the style. Because I'm a gentleman through and through, and I'm always be that. But this album is slightly more, let's say, gentleman after dark. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm always be respectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm always look the part. But after dark, things get a little stickier than they might in regular gentlemanly hours. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. In typical form, Neo, you got the classic, the mood songs, but you picked up the tempo later on in the album, too. You made people dance. I think people want to dance right now, too, and you stayed true to the Neo form, and you make them want to dance.
Absolutely. We moved around to a bunch of different places to get vibes right, for this album. A little recording in Miami, a little recording in New York.
Yeah.
Hit the West Coast, head over here to Jamaica for a minute, just, get some vibes, head over to the UK, get some vibes. Where the album picks up at is some of the songs that they put together while we was in the UK. Shout out to my man Ebenezer. Shout out to Emanike. It's a lot of really, really dope cats out there, man. I'm happy I got the privilege to work with them.
I've been sitting with the album, Neo, listening to it, and I got to tell you, the My Loot song is one of my favorite songs because you asked the question, is it my loot? Basically, what is it? Would you beat me if I didn't have that? And I kind of like that concept.
Hell yeah, it's the age-old question.
It's
one of the things that you have to deal with as a man that got a little something. That person that you decide to share with, are they rocking with you for the right reasons? Is it because it's love and the loot is fringe benefit, or is it in fact the loot? So yeah, it's a question that you deal with as a man that's done an eye for himself and trying to figure out who you can trust. Not easy.
Now, Neil, I'm going to ask you this. You got to tell me the truth. A lot of writers, they just write songs and they imagine these situations. They imagine these things happening. Are these things that really happen that go on in your life when you write these things down on a piece of paper?
So some of the stories are mine. Some of the stories belong to, some other people that are near and dear to me. My sister winds up being an inspiration for, for a lot of records as of late. Just because she's my sister. So my sister's name is Nikki, and she is a absolute character. Just her whole outlook on life is just different. So I can always find a jewel or two just sitting there having a conversation with her.
All right, the album Self Explanatory is out right now. What do you want to say to the people in Connecticut, Mass, and Long Island?
First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me as long as y'all have. Been here damn near 20 years, and it feels like home every time, and that's because of y'all. I appreciate y'all. This new album is just the latest snapshot in the life and times of what's going on with Neo. Again, I call it self-explanatory because I don't feel like it needs an explanation. That's when I feel like the music kind of speaks for itself, while at the same time, it's me. It's the same me it's been for damn near 20 years, slightly polished in certain areas, but same old me, man. And if you've been a Neo fan at all, you will not be disappointed by this album. And if you're not a Neo fan, try something, check it out. Maybe this is your first time hearing Neo's name. And if that's the case, well, damn, all right, you got a whole lot to catch up on. But it's all good. It's all good because we invite you with open arms, damn it.
I think everybody's a Neo fan. I don't know anybody who don't have a favorite Neo song. By the way, you did your thing on the Juneteenth performance for CNN. I seen that.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was a good time.
You was a true professional.
Hot as hell out there.
You was a true professional when your earpiece thing came out. You didn't stop the show. You kept going. Nobody ever knew it.
Oh yeah, man. That's the old school. You know what I'm saying? The show must go on. I don't care if your leg fall off. You hobble around. You finish the show.
And you sounded good. I've heard some people, I ain't going to say no names, but I heard some people doing their verses who said they didn't sound good because their earpiece wasn't good. But if you could sing, you could sing. There's no excuses for that. Neo, thanks for checking in, man. Good luck with this album. Again, Self-Explanatory, out right now. Make sure you go get it. Neo, I know you in Jamaica. Sorry to intrude on your vacation, man, but get back to vacation, man. Talk to you later.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the love from y'all.